kung fu.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I have another action classic for you in the form of 2014's Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow, or as some people know it as Live, Die, Repeat, you know, because this movie changed its title multiple times before coming out, but I'll get into that later, is one of the all-time great underrated movies. It's one of the movies that's in the same category with like a Dread and movies like that. Movies that were legitimately good to legitimately great movies that just didn't make money at the box office. It didn't pop the way it should have. But the movie is is highly regarded, especially amongst people who watch sci-fi. It's not only one of the best action movies, it's not only one of the most underrated movies of all time, it's one of the best action movies, it's one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. And it's probably, now while I don't think it is the best Tom Cruise film, you know, you would have to really pick your poison with that, with some of his more dramatic roles, and obviously his multiple Mission Impossible movies and the 2 Top Gun movies. Tom Cruise has been in a lot of great things over the years. But I would argue Edge of Tomorrow is one of the better, is still in that category, because you gotta remember, this movie came out in 2014, and in 2014, Tom Cruise really was just doing the Mission Impossible movies. Like, he had just turned things around for that franchise. They had just started going in this brand new direction. So, like, that's what he was doing in 2014. He might have been, like, trying to do that whole Monsterverse shit around this time as well, but either way, Tom Cruise, this was a big deal. Like, this was like almost like it was such a unique thing. And Tom Cruise is no mystery to sci-fi, interesting. I mean, from that one movie, I think it was called Oblivion, and then he had that one movie, and then obviously Minority Report. Like, Tom Cruise is no mystery to what's the word I'm looking for? To very interesting, experimental, different sci-fi genres. He's fucked around with that on many occasions, but this is probably the biggest one. This is the biggest swing at the genre that he had, and you know, him in this movie and Emily Blunt. But that's the big one, is Emily Blunt. This is her, I would say, her breakout film. Now, Emily Blunt had already been in the, you know, had been around, she had already been in things, but this was the movie that I feel like it was the first time I had heard about her, like, heard about her. Around this time is around the time that, you know, Marvel was, like, you know, debating if they were going to cast Captain Marvel. And then when we let her hear that Emily Blunt, at this point, was up for Captain Marvel, she was up for Black Widow. Like, Emily Blunt has always been hovering around a big blow-up role. And still, to this day, she still, in my opinion, hasn't found that big blow-up role. Like, she's been in some great things, and she's done some great things. But this is the movie that really showed people she could be an action star, which is the sad thing because she never truly became that. Like, but in this movie, she looked the part, she felt the part, she acted the part, and we all were like, oh, she could be a heroine. Like, honestly, I thought they could cast her as Lara Croft, or just, like, because I just thought Emily Blunt was the shit in this movie. To this day, it's probably still my favorite role I ever seen her in. I mean, she's had some great roles, but this is still my favorite role I ever seen her in. But to get into the story of Edge of Tomorrow, the movie follows a major named, William Cage. And William Cage is sort of a spokesperson for the U.S. military. Not just the U.S. military, for the military in general. Because this movie is an alien invasion movie. One day, these aliens called mimics show up, start fucking shit up, to the point where all the governments have to put their shit aside to come together to try to fight these fucking things. They can't figure out how to kill them. And the mimics are like these techno-organic creatures. They're like techno-organic versions of like the Venom symbiote, except they can't, you know, attach themselves to you. Like, just, so they're like these just they're simultaneously slimy and simultaneously metallic. It's weird looking. But like, they are fucking shit up. And, you know, we find out that throughout the course of the movie that the reason that they're able to fuck shit up, the reason that they're able to just come at the world the way they are is because the mimics have a special ability to essentially rewind time. But like only a day. It seems like it's only a day. The mimics have the ability to rewind time because the big ass mimic seed or whatever it is, every time they lose or they're on the brink of losing, he just rewinds the day and corrects it. So that's why the mimics are fucking up humanity. But old William, unfortunately for William was just, she was gonna call him Cage. Cage was just a spokesperson. I mean, that's basically what he was. Sure, he had the rank of a major and whatnot. He had this rank, but like, I don't know how the military works entirely because in my brain, I'm like, well, to get ranks, you have to actually, in my brain, I'm like, you have to do something, right? Because the way they make it sound like in this movie is like, he essentially got the rank because he became such a popular voice and he became such a huge symbol of the military, helping recruit so many. He basically became like Uncle Sam to the point where the government just gave him this rank of major just so he can, represent the government better. Either way, the guy the general who's pretty much running the whole shebang decides it would be a good idea to send old Cage into combat. And of course, Cage isn't trained. Cage is freaking out. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And unfortunately for Cage, he can't get the fuck out of it. He gets thrown into combat and he dies. But he dies at this on the beach. That's kind of like a Normandy thing, but I'll get into that in a second. But unusually, the way he dies is by killing this alpha mimic, and the mimic bleeds all over him. It gets in his mouth and his eyes and everything, and he gains the ability to die and repeat. He gains a video game-like ability to die and come back and die and come back in the same day. So, and now, with the help of Emily Blunt's character, Rita, who also once had the ability, he has to figure out a way, use this gift of being able to die and repeat and make himself better and better and better. He has to figure out a way to kill these things, to kill these mimics. And will he do it? Well, yeah, probably. But no, this movie is one of the most unique sci-fi movies ever. First of all, the time manipulation, seeing the future element is fun. It is cleverly done. It is done well. It never gets too stupid. It's always fun. Even like in the beginning when he's getting used to it and he's trying and he's fucking up and he's trying and he's fucking up and he's dying in these funny and these horrific ways. And that's the one part about the movie that's actually kind of unexpected. I've seen the movie, so I knew, is how funny the movie is. It's dark comedy with the way he dies and the way other people die and whatnot. Because they can come back because they're gonna come back. And it's also got this heart to it between him and Emily Blunt. Him and Emily Blunt have great chemistry together, and you believe this connection between the two. But also to see that you see the toll of dying all these times and repeating this thing over and over again is having on him, is having on his psyche, is having on who he is. By the end of this movie, which is what all movies should inspire do, the character William / Cage is a different person than he was at the beginning. At the beginning of the movie, he was sort of this just car salesman dude. He was kind of just this, haha, I'm happy to be here, I'm good, I don't want to get involved. And by the time he gets to the end, he's a fucking war veteran because he's been through this shit over and over again. Also, from an action standpoint, the fucking, the power suits and shit with the guns and everything, like, that is dope. The way they operate and the way they look and the energy behind it and the design of it is so freaking cool. And one of the things that's so cool too is that beach scene. Now, the first time you see the beach scene, because we come back to that beach a couple times, it is like sci-fi D-Day. Is the best description I can give it. It is like a sci-fi version of of Normandy Beach, dude. It is like that because the explosions and the dust and the falling out of the plane getting hit and that first sequence, which is like 20 minutes into the movie, like 25 minutes into the movie, it may be the best sequence in the movie because of the shock of it all, the way it was filmed, the way it went. Honestly, like, this movie could have easily been R-rated. honestly, I'm not gonna say maybe they didn't have to make it R-rated, but they probably could have made it R-rated, especially now that we know that it bombed at the box office. But this is an awesome movie. It has some great sci-fi concepts with the whole dying and repeating like a video game like. I mean, it's like some seafood shit, dude, in that way. And like Tom Cruise is great in this. Emily Blunt's great in this. Bill Paxton is great in this. The mimics themselves, while kind of generic as sometimes, but they're very unique. On the other hand, they're very unique. It's funnier than you expect. It uses the actual going back and forth cleverly, and it uses it in a great way to actually get closer and closer to the truth of what the fuck these aliens are. It has some fun action sequences, and at times, especially that first sequence, it's a bona fide war movie, dude. Yeah, Edge Tomorrow is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of the most underrated movies of all time, and it's a 9 out of 10 for me. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.